Dear learners, I am Dr. Vijayanand, School of Management, Shastra Deemed University here to discuss about the course Fundamentals of Management and Organizational Behavior. Let me brief about the learning outcome of the course. The first unit will deal about principles and theories of management and different skills required for manager, levels of management and approaches, functional areas of management. You may get more input about types and structure of organization, departmentation, centralization, decentralization, motivation, related theories, etc. in module 2. And third module, you may get more input about individual behavior, interpersonal behavior and related models of organizational behavior, perception, learning and relationship between learning and perception. Group behavior, teams, leadership and different kinds of theories and traits of leader and different types of leader are in module 4. And last module will deal about conflict management, negotiation process, interpersonal behavior analysis and organizational culture. These are all overall view of the course Fundamentals of Management and Organizational Behavior. Friends, what do you mean by management? Management is nothing but managing things or resources. What do you mean by things or resources? Resources are like machinery, material, market, method. These are all essential things to run or start a business or for an organization. It is a process of planning, decision making, organizing, leading, motivation, controlling. Decision making, leading, organizing, planning, controlling for what? Controlling of resources. Men, machinery, material, money, market, etc. These and all call it as resources of an organization. How we have to meticulously manage and facilitate in an organization, for which the management will play a lot. Okay, and look at the meaning of the management. The human resources, financial, physical and information resources of an organization to reach its goal in an efficient and effective manner. See, setting the goal is not a difficult work, difficult task, but achieving the goal is very difficult difficult task, for which we need to incorporate certain principles and practices of management, and we have to incorporate certain theories which were developed by different authors and professors of management. See, look at the familiar theme of management given by Theo Heyman. Management as noun, as verb, as a discipline. As a noun, it is a group of managers. As a verb, the functions of management, as I told you earlier, planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Followed by noun and verb, one more component called discipline. It refers to the subject of management. In precisely, management is what a manager does. What probably he does is involving operational functions of management called planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, controlling. Hope all of you understanding about basic or fundamental concept of management, right? Management is what a manager does, or art of getting things done by others, right? And a few definitions for easy understanding about management. It is the art of getting things done through and with people in formally organized groups. In an organization, we have to rely on individual as well as group, how they are making use of all the resources for the productive purpose, or how to make use of resources to achieve the common goal of organization, right? And the definition given by Kuhns, one of the author of management, and familiar author of management, Professor Peter Drucker, coins about management. It is a multi-purpose of organ that manages business and manages managers and worker. See, manages business, manages managers and manager worker and work also, right? And Henry Fayol, father of modern management, what he coined, to manage is to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, to control. This and all these snapshot of definitions of management, right? What is the specific need of management? To formulate effective organizational strategies and efficiently based on missions, objectives and goal. Ultimate purpose is to achieve the goal in an organization within short span of time or stipulated time. So friends, you all pretty well about the scenario. We are in the competitive scenario. How we have to survive, how we have to beat the competition, how we have to capture the share with respect to nature and scale of business, right? Either we are in service or in manufacturing, etc., etc. A lot of probably branches available, right? So business concern or organization may be classified into 2 or 3 form, probably manufacturing or services. According to that they have got their own objectives and aim. So how to make use of resources to achieve the common goal of an organization. Obviously, the management deals with both internal and external environment. What do you call internal, external environment? Within 4 walls of organization, what kind of challenges we are facing? Right? We have got a lot of branches and department, right? They are all the department having their own requirements like manpower, technology, etc., etc. So we have to fulfill requirement of internal environment called employee or employer, superior, subordinate, etc. So apart from internal environment, we may pass on to the external environment called clients, general public, stakeholders, etc., etc. So we have to fulfill the requirement of external environment called stakeholders with respect to in terms of product and services, right? It concerned with all kind of sources like human, that is called manpower, financial and material, machines, technology. This and all the red blood of an organization. So with the help of these resources, we have to achieve the goal of an organization. And it functions include planning, organizing, directing, staffing, controlling. Friends, planning the resources, organizing the resources, directing the resources is nothing but machinery, material, etc., etc. What do you mean by staffing? Staffing, otherwise known as human resources or personal management. How to choose a right person for a right job. If you find excellent personality in an organization, we don't bother about rest of the things, right? We don't bother about rest of things called machinery, material, etc., etc. So where we have to control, why we have to control the resources? Probably we may have a problem. Why? Just because of the excess of resources or shortage of resources. So we have to eradicate those issues just because of the management, right? And the manager should possess a variety of skills in order to play a variety of roles. So unless skills, definitely they may not make use of their own intellectual skills. It applies to managers at all levels in an organization. Friends, what do you call levels of organization? Top level and middle level and supervisory level or lower level. So 3 levels of management: top level management, middle level management, lower level management, otherwise known as supervisory or operational level of management. What are all the skills required to be for a manager? For a manager, who is called manager, friends? A person who is in charge for entire responsibility in a specific cluster or organization or a branch. For example, we have different departments of cluster: production, operation, R&D, quality control, finance, marketing, etc., etc. So all the department, definitely they have got their own concerned person called authority. So they are called it as, that persons are called it as managers. People responsible for directing the efforts aimed helping organization achieve their goal. A person who plans, organizes, directs, control and allocation of human, material, financial and information resources in pursuit of the organization goal. So for which they would like to become a sound manager in an organization. Normally all the authorities are insisting on manager to minimize cost and maximizing perfection or maximizing profit, for which they have to play the important skill called conceptual skill, interpersonal skill, technical skill, political skill. What do you call concepts of skill? It is used to analyze and diagnose complex situation. Easy to understand the problem, what it is available in a particular situation. For which they have to rely on the conceptual skill. What do you mean by interpersonal skill? How we have to gel with the employee, that is called superior as well as subordinate. How we have to understand the person, how we have to respect the person, how we have to value the person, how we have to encourage and motivate the person to to get the or pull out the hidden talents of a concerned employee. So we should know the interpersonal skill in the perspective of manager. Apart from and conceptual skill, interpersonal skill, one more skill called technical skill. It involves job specific knowledge or domain knowledge. What is a specific technique to be needed to carry on the specific task or specific set of activities, right? And finally, political skill. What do you call political skill? It is used to build a power base and establish connection. How we have to make use of our own power and authority to extract the work from each and every one of the employee. Diplomatically, we have to plan and make the role and done the operation, right? Now we have to compare the management levels and skill. What level, what skill probably required. And top management or top level managers are expecting conceptual skill or need of conceptual skill without fail. And middle level managers are definitely require human skill. How we have to value the employee, as I told earlier. And the supervisory and operations management, these persons particularly needs technical skill to carry out the set of activities. So management level will need some sort of skills with respect to conceptual, human and technical skills. And followed by that, some specific role of manager. What is the primary role of manager? To increase the efficiency of the team, making the group more effective. The primary role of manager. See, apart from primary role, they have to rely on the planning, organizing, directing, monitoring. What they are going to plan, what to do, what not to do, when to do, where to do. These aspects they have to make a meticulous plan. And what you call organizing, making the plan happen, assigning of planned activities to employees. And directing, telling employees what to do right now. We make them to understand what things probably we are expecting from them. Clearly we have to put a note to them. Otherwise, they may have a chance to get more confusion, right? And rescheduling of resources as needed and support of employees, etc., etc. And finally, what do you mean by monitoring? Is monitoring or otherwise known as supervision. So quality and assurance checks. What is the standard of quality we are expecting? And immediate and open feedback to be given to employee. What is the real stand? What they are standing? What about their own expectation? Whether they have to improve something or not, right? So, we have to put a feedback to each and every level of employees in different task place environment, right? So, these are all the primary and secondary role of a manager. The role of manager may likely to be changed from one concern to another concern or nature of operation from one branch to another branch. Friends, look at the functional area of management. See, a lot of books given a lot of functional areas of management in precisely planning, organizing, coordinating, staffing, directing, controlling. These are all the primary functions, right? What do you call secondary function? Leadership, communication and motivation. These are all the secondary part. So what do you call primary function? Planning, organizing, coordinating, staffing, directing, controlling of all the resources, right? So elaborately we will deal later. And apart from primary function, we have got secondary function called leadership, communication and motivation, right? And you should know some comparison between management and administration. What do you mean by administration, friends? Concerned with laying down of corporate policy, obtaining finance, production and distribution, right? What do you mean by administration? In apex level authorities, they have got an excellent policy. They are giving just order, they are giving just command, they are formulating policies. when top level authorities are acting as administrator, whatever the work they are carrying down, it's nothing but administration. Whereas, execution end, what we people are doing, so nothing but management. As I told you, management is what a manager does. What they are doing, obviously, planning, organizing, directing, so on. So these things are in the execution point. Concerned with the actual execution of policies which are formulated by administrator. Within the limits set by administrator, that is very, very important. As a manager, they have got a boundary. They should not go beyond the boundary. And mix up of administration management is called it as organization, right? With the help of administration and management, we have to play a lot in an organization, right? And it combines the work in such a way with the individual and group that duties performed to provide best possible application of available effort. This is known as organization. Probably you all understand about the administration and management. We cannot isolate administration from management or management from administration. So we have to equally give much importance for administration as well as management, right? And see, familiar author, father of modern management, conceived 14 principles of management for better results and more perfection. These principles definitely we may not isolate, we should not exclude, right? So, and precisely what kind of principles are there? Division of work, authority, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest to the interest of organization. We should forget about individual interest. We should think about always organization interest. Organization is first, rest is next. Remuneration, centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure of personnel, initiative, S-script D corps. These and all the 14 principles of management coined by Professor Henry Fayol. What do you call division of work? See, with respect to principle of specialization domain knowledge, we have to disperse the work to all. So all the employees are having their own potential, their own knowledge. So according to specialized knowledge or domain knowledge or expertise of an individual, we have to divide the work and we have to allot the work. Otherwise, we may not control. So we may not be able to achieve the aim. So single point, only one aim in an organization. So we have to gel with this common aim. And so division of work is nothing but distribution of work to all the employees according to their own domain knowledge and expertise, right? So followed by division of work, other one is called authority. What do you call authority? So nothing but rights. How to distribute the right and how to distribute the power to our own subordinate. How to make use of their own order and power to exercise towards the achievement of goal. And merely it has responsibility also. State of being accountable for task assigned. With the help of power and rights, they have to make use of certain things towards responsibility. Obviously, what kind of responsibility you have. So unless we are not, unless the power and authority, we may not even think about responsibility of an individual, right? Ultimately, authority and responsibilities are interrelated. We cannot isolate authority from responsibility, and responsibility and authority interrelated. Authority is based on responsibility and responsibility is based on authority. So manager have authority to give orders and responsible for decisions, very important. We should not just like that blame the subordinate. So whatever we are asking them to do, they are simply doing. So accordingly, they should feel some kind of autonomy and liberty. And discipline, what I call discipline, certain rules and regulations should be there. How they have to follow rules and regulations which were formulated by organization. It is only meant for smooth functioning of an organization based on core value, vision and mission of the organization, how the employees are relying on the certain rules and regulations, right? So rules and regulation norms may differ from an organization to another organization. So they have to follow set of rules and regulation without fail. Otherwise, we may not do the job, right? And unity of commands, very, very important function, important principle in the management, right? Small level, medium level, large level, whatever the organization, one boss for one employee. One boss for one employee. We should not get a lot of order, right? A lot of requests and a lot of command from different boss. or one or two or more bosses, right? So we should have only one boss. For receiving instruction, only one direct supervisor. I cannot rely on all the command and all the what we say instruction given by somebody else. I should be loyal. I should be honest to only one person who is acting as a boss in front of me, and probably it reduces the confusions and the problems, even bias. This is called the unity of command, right? And what you call the unity of direction, set of activities with the same objectives. Only one boss, set of group and collection of work, only one objective. That is very important, right? See, objectives to work under only one plan directed by one manager. It is aligned to unity of command, right? And promptly we should give the authority also to make use of all the activities smoothly. And as I told you, subordination of individual interest to the interest of the organization. We should forget about individual interest, right? Organization aim and interest is primary. Rest of the interest are secondary. So aim and objectives are the priority. Organization is first, rest is next, right? Remuneration. What do you call remuneration? So nothing but emolument, compensation. See, we should give price for services received from employees, right? Lot of employees are working in our organization according to the set of activities, what they are going to do or what they have done. So we should give the prompt salary. So as I told you, how to pick a right person, right job, or like right person, right job, we have to pay right compensation, right salary or right wages to the set of activities. Otherwise, people may have discouragement. People may thought of, moving somewhere else. So we should provide right salary. And what you call centralization, the authority is concentrated only in a few hands. Instead of disbursement of power and authority to all, we have to keep the power and authority with us. Is it advisable, sir? Not at all advisable. So centralization without disbursement of power we have to retain. Whereas just opposite, decentralization, dispersion of authority in an organization. So anyway, is it advisable, sir? Mix of centralization and decentralization should be proceeded in an organization, right? Otherwise, people will get more confusion. Probably we may not in the position to achieve the goal. So then and there, we should provide power and authority, and we have to retain power and authority, right? We should not be a tight. And what you call scalar chain. Scalar chain is otherwise known as chain of command. Chain of command, flow of communication, line of authority, to whom I have to report, who is my superior, who is my subordinate. We should not bypass the hierarchy. It's very important. Suppose I have got 5 to 6 employees as subordinate. I have got 3 to 4 employees or superior to whom I have to report. I have to pass information to employee 2 and employee 3, and finally it goes to employee 4, right? Suppose the orders, commands or requests coming downward from top to bottom. Whereas in the case of responsibility and accountability coming up from lower level to top, middle level to top level. This is known as the hierarchy. So scalar chain is otherwise known as chain of command. How the information coming from one person to another person, right? What are the channels available? And followed by the principles, a few more principles called order. What do you mean by order? The order is classified into 2 categories. One is called material order, other one is called social order. What do you call material order? We have to keep the thing in right place. That's called keep everything in a right place. Otherwise, people may have a confusion. People may have to misuse something, right? We have to make them to clear cut understand. And what you call social order is with respect to person, right person for right job. So social order is only meant for person, material order only meant for the thing, right? And equity. What you call equity? Fair dealing with the employees. That is called equal treatment of employees. Fairness and justice. No bias in any form. We have to maintain the commonality, equality with respect to all set of activities. Suppose we are assigning work to all, I am giving 90% work to A, 20% work to B. It should not be. If we are doing like this, definitely we may not be able to achieve the goal. This is known as the equity. Precisely we call it as equal treatment, fair dealing of employees. And the stability of tenure of personnel is very important. So nothing but job security. if you are given green signal with respect to job security, no, we may extract more work from them. Even we are expecting extra mileage from the employees. Otherwise, no, we will have a problem called a labor turnover. That is called we may not be able to retain employees. We have to give a confidence in the minds of employees. Otherwise, we should not make use of potentiality of an employee, right? So these are all only meant for more productivity. Okay, and initiative, what do you call initiative? We should encourage, we should motivate, we should stimulate each and every employee at different level. Otherwise, we cannot get the hidden talents from the employee, right? So we stimulate them to get novel ideas for the development or betterment of organization. Okay, and the last one, esprit de corps, otherwise known as teamwork or team spirit. Unity, we join together to do the job and achieve the goal within short span of time. So these are all the principles of management which are coined by Professor Henry Fayol. Thank you.